Hi guys, in this video I will talk about how you can compute the data by the use of R. And in this particular video I will discuss the one-way operator in this video. So let's get started. Before moving forward, you must know how you can access the data in which you store uh, in the device. Like suppose you store the data in the notebook. You just take a pen and you can start editing, right? So suppose you store the information data in the computer, how you can access the data by the use of variable, right? So suppose you store the value 1 on the computer, and if you want to access this information 1, you can access by the variable x. Similarly, if you use the other data structures like vector, if you want to access the first element, you just type 1. The indexing in R is starting from 1, and this is the if you want to access the second element of vector data structure, you just type 2. Like that you can access the data. Now let's go forward. Now we see what is the meaning of data compute. Data compute or data calculation or data computation, whatever you like, you can say that. But it refers to the operation done on data, then we get a new data. This whole process you can also call as a data change. For example, this is the data 1, and if you want to get a 2, then you have to do the plus 1 computation work. So plus 1 is a computational things in this scenario. This is how we observed the data in real life. We process the data like that. So we storing the data, then again we compute the data inside the brain, then again we storing, and again we compute the data. So the dance of data storing and data computation is called observation. I hope you understand. There are n number of ways you can find in the real life in which the data is computing, but in the computer you can compute in only 5 ways. First is operator. Either you write a operator instruction, either you write conditional statement, function, loop, and users input and output. The fifth point, users input and output, is useful for making application or software. So this point I will discuss while making a Shiny application, which is you can develop a web application by the use of R. So in this video I will not touch fifth point. All the code you see in the R in the library like ggplot2 dplyr, they all belong to any of these 4 ways: either operator, conditional statement, function, and loop. For example, this is the main function, and here contain a 2 operator instruction, 2 function, and 1 loop. 90% chance is that you use the function in the R. Now let's take an example. If the data change, let us suppose this is the professor Rakesh and he changed his phone number. This data set I discussed in my previous video. Please go and watch it before seeing this video. Data is changed, how you can record these things in R. So this is the data frame I created in my previous video. First you need to know how you can access the data. Now I just write a command. First I write operator by the use of operator, then conditional statement, function, and loop. In this scenario we don't need loop. If you run all these things, 3 things, and if you run all these things, when you run, what happened that you get 576. So as you can see that you can compute, you have a 4 option to do the same task. You can compute data by using any of these 4 options available, but each option has own benefit in a particular situation, and I will discuss all the situation where these things is beneficial. Like where you should use conditional statement, when you should write a function, when you should use loop. In this situation, this is most easy ways to do that, because you just have to type only one line of code and you achieve your target. You don't. So as you can see that if you use the conditional statement to do the same work, you have to type a 5 line of code. If you use the function, you have to type 3 line of code. In this particular video, I will discuss the operator. Before going forward, let us suppose if you have a notebook and how you can change the information. You just take a pen and take a rubber and you can change the information in the notebook. There are four types of operator you can find in R. One is assignment operator, the another is arithmetic operator, the other is relational and comparison operator, the other is logical and bitwise operator. Let's discuss how you write, or the syntax. What is the syntax of writing operator? First you write operands. Operand means input. The operator means it's like a computation thing. The right hand side you again give the input to. You can also write like that in the below. First you type operator, then under parenthesis you put the operands 1 and operands 2. This is the example. So this is as you can see, I am using a assignment operator. So there are two operands x and 5. If you run this, it assigned a value on, you can say it basically doing a data storing work. Or instead of this, you can also write like that. First you write operator in bracket, then under parenthesis you put operands x and 5. These are some example you can see. So if you want to use assignment operator, you can use that also. The arithmetic operator, 1 plus 1 equal to 2, x plus 6 equal to 7, 11, because x means what? 5 plus 6 11. Similarly, x into 5 25, x power 3 125. What you if you plus a string, then it gives error, because 5 plus string a Titanic, this making no sense at all. The other part is relational or comparison operator. 5 less than 6, it is true. So like that all the operator. The other is logical bitwise operator. You just to need how you can write the syntax. What is the syntax of writing operator? That's it. You never used this type of things, 1 plus 1 equal to 2. Uh, this is not the things you use in your real world project, data science project. All these things I will show you in R. I opened the R Studio. First I am creating a data frame. So data frame is created. So this is the data frame. Now what is the changes? Professor's phone number. The first option I will use operator. So if I run this command, as you can see that 7576 you get, but if you go to the data frame, you not see the changes. To see the changes, you must modify it by run this command. Now when you, as you can see that 576 is there. This is the first option we see. Now let's see the alternative one. So for that I recreate a data frame or return to the data frame so that we can see the changes, right? So I again go back to the data frame, previous data frame. As you can see, now I am using a other option, this option. So when I run this, as you can see that you got 576. Let's return to previous data frame so that we can see the changes. Now I am using a conditional statement to do the same thing. I am just run it. So as you can see that the data is changed. Now let's go back. Now I used the operator and conditional statement. Now it's turned for op function. You can do the same thing by the use of function. First I am creating a function. Now I run this. Let's see what happened. As you can see that data is changes. So there are three ways in this scenario you can change the things, but the best choice is this, because this is only what you have to need, only write one line of code. Now I delete the memory. Now comes to the operator. Let's see the what is syntax of operator. So this is create a variable x5, and this is the alternative one of this. If you run this, as you can see that y equal to 5, this is the alternative ways to use this operator. Now I am using a arithmetic operator. X plus 3, you will get 8. This is the alternative one. As you can see that this also return 8. You can also use the other operator like that. This gives a error. I told you this making no sense at all. Now I am using a relational or a comparison operator. It gives the true, so it also gives the true. This is the AND operator. Both condition are true, that's why it returned true. The remaining part, conditional statement, function, loop, I will discuss in my upcoming videos. So for now, thank you.